Plaintiff Sherry Russell says the defendant is her daughter, and when she was 17, she moved away to live with her father's family. But 3 months later, Sherry learned her daughter was actually living with a 24-year-old man. Sherry's suing because she claims while she was incarcerated, the defendant stole money from her. Defendant Leona McKenzie says when she was a child, Sherry was addicted to drugs, and they didn't have a stable home life. Leona admits that she used Sherry's money while she was in jail, but insists she did it with Sherry's permission.
Start with you.
Leona's my youngest, and she's one of my favorite people on the planet. And I absolutely adore her. And when she was 17, she moved away from me to go to school with her paternal family. Well, 3 months later, I find out she's not in school. And that she moved in with at the paternal aunt's house with a 24-year-old man. And I was...
Why did it take you 3 months to find that out?
Well, because when I called her, she'd be really vague or didn't really have time to talk. No one else would answer the phone at the house.
How far away? You didn't visit her?
About 30 miles away. And when I did go, well, I was working and in school at the time as well. And I'd go up and maybe drop her off groceries.
Okay, so you did see her.
I did see her, but I believed her.
And so what happened when you found out she wasn't attending?
Well, I had a mommy tantrum, and I was really
I'm gonna let her talk. You seem like you're a little emotional and not ready to really open up about this. Young lady, you wanna talk to me about the case, or?
Yes. Growing up, my mom was addicted to drugs.
Until what age? How old were you when she stopped?
I really can't remember, but I wasn't 17 when I moved out. I was 16.
Okay. Were you supposed to be going to college or something?
No, I moved out with my aunt because living with her was rough. Like, we was living house to house. We really wasn't stable. So I removed myself from the situation thinking it'd be easier for her to maintain a home.
We lived in an apartment in Lapeer at the time.
Were you on drugs?
Kidding? Not then, sir, no.
How old was she when you were on drugs?
I took my family to counseling, and I think Leona was probably 10. That was the end of my drug use, when she was 10.
Right. When did it start? How old was she when you started?
Probably about 4. It was very short-lived.
No, 4 to 10.
Yeah, well,
for a child,
as statistics
is a
go.
lifetime. What type of drugs were you addicted to?
Crack.
All right. So.
It was my high school year. We was moving house to house.
Okay, and you weren't addicted to drugs, but still moving house to house?
That was after I screwed up everything so bad.
All right, good enough. What are you suing her about?
Leona, we had an argument one night. She locked me out, wouldn't give me my keys and my purse when I wanted to go home. She called the police. When they came out, I had warrants for driving while my license were suspended. I was arrested. She took my keys and went to my house and took my mail out of my mailbox, signed my check, and cashed it.
Okay, and when was that? When did that occur?
That was September 2014.
And what has happened since that time? Did you take her to the authorities, or when you all discussed it, what was the resolution?
I wasn't released from jail until January 15. So when I got out January 15, I asked her for money, and she said when she got her income tax that she would give me.
You went 15. For that?
Yes, sir, I did.
Yeah, so you weren't very slick in those streets when you were smoking crack.
No, sir.
No, sir. You were known better than that.
No, I was not, sir.
Plaintiff Sherry Russell is suing her daughter, who claims when she was a child, Sherry was addicted to crack.
Go ahead.
And we've had several discussions about the money or returning the money, and then sometimes I even get, I don't owe you anything.
Okay, let me hear from you.
I don't feel like I owe her anything because, for one, she told me to spend it what I needed. Like, she told me to keep money on her books and spend it as I needed, and that's what I did. And the night she went to jail, she didn't tell you that she was bamming on all my doors and windows with a pushing toy.
Because you wouldn't give me my things, my purse and my keys, so I could go home.
Okay.
That's not what it was, Ma.
She says that you told her to spend the money as she liked, and secondly, to put it on your books while you were in jail.
There was different money than the $3,789, sir.
Where did the other money come from?
Monthly payments from my SSI.
So she obtained that as well?
Yes, sir.
So how do I know which money you all are talking about?
Because
now you're saying that there were other checks. So SSI, did she get those checks and cash them?
She was my payee. So she should have informed SSI that I was incarcerated because I was not entitled to that money.
What is it you want to show me? Evidence, ma'am. And do you have any text or anything where you all discussed the money? You said she agreed to repay at one point.
Yes, several times. She did tell me that she would repay me, but when it came time for repayment, she just wouldn't.
But do you have any evidence that she said she would repay?
No, I don't.
All right, so none of the communications were by text or email, obviously.
No, because we were together most of the time, so it was discussed verbally.
So how do I know who's telling the truth? She stands firm that you told her to use all the money, and that was over the course of what time frame would it have been?
From September 4th, 2014 to January 27th, 2015.
All right. What'd you spend nearly $4,000 on?
Well, actually, I kept her books up, so I didn't spend it all on me and my kids, but we ate out, I bought clothes, I paid bills.
How were you paying them before that?
I was working.
So you quit your job?
No, I didn't quit my job.
So this is just extra money you had?
Yeah.
All right. I'm just going to take your word. You're more convincing than she is. And that's all I can rely on is the credibility of the witnesses when I have no direct evidence. And your credibility today and your presentation today is more convincing than hers. How did she do in school, your daughter? How did she do?
Extremely well, sir.
All right, well, she acts like she's guilty today then. She acts like there's either something wrong with her or she's guilty. So I'll grant you the judgment based on the way she's acting that exemplifies guilt. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff.
You got your money.
Okay.
I don't got nothing to say.
Don't be mean. Please. I don't know, Leona. I don't really know what to say, baby, because sometimes you're wonderful and you're loving and you're kind, and sometimes you're just so mean. Like the couple months ago when you said you were tired and delirious. Remember that incident when you answered me that?
No.